Well, as you can tell from the opening clip, that's our front yard, where the hunt's going. And you can see everything is extremely overgrown. Now, last two-part video I put up was of the Hammering Clown mech. We're still working on it, haven't touched it yet. It's Monday for me. We're switching over to hunt prep. At least the first part of this video, and you're probably not going to get any footage other than, hey, this is what it looks like, which is what you just got. And you'll get another view. This is what it looks like now, after I've gotten all the work done. But we've got to get out here and trim all the bushes, the trees, roses, and the hostas and irises here. I'm not going to do anything with until we get ready to actually set up the hunt. That takes a couple of seconds to knock down. But we got the bushes, the gardens need to be weeded, what have you. So I've got that we need to do. I got to do the bushes along the driveway, and we got to do backyard. Sorry about that, faux pas there. And we've got enough stuff to fill that black trailer. Time I get everything clipped, and probably some into the truck too. That's what we're going to be spending my week on. If I get some time, we'll get out in the shop and we'll work on the Hammering Clown too. So you'll have some of that in here too if I have the time. But a little bit of show and tell. I've been ordering some stuff. So a lot of it's been for the Hammering Clown stuff, you know, solenoids and cylinders and that sort of thing, costuming. But I've got some other stuff I've picked up or have gotten in the mail or what have you. I figured I'd show, so we're going to give you a little bit of show and tell. Okay, now we're down in the basement. First piece of show and tell I've got for you, I just got today, literally. Over the weekend, I posted a link to Home Depot mentioning that they were going to have the projectors again. They've got two different types of projectors. One for $59, which is their mini projector, and then they have the full-blown projector, which is $89. I'm not sure what the exact difference is, but I had to go down to Home Depot and pick up some stuff. And they had, in the area where they put their Halloween stuff, they had cartons and cartons and cartons and cartons of stuff, and they were starting to open them up, put the stuff out. It was Halloween stuff. So me and my daughter went over and took a look, and they had just put up the display for the projectors. They didn't have the projectors unpacked. So I asked them, well, do you have the cases of projectors out? Yes, we do. Well, I would like to get 3 of them, which I did. I got 3 of them. And they asked me, did you want the full machine or the mini? And I didn't even think about it, and I ended up getting the full machine. So I paid 89 bucks a pop for the projectors. I got them home, got to looking at them, and they're a little bit different projector from last year. Basically they're the same. It's the same style of projector and the remote. Last year's came with an SD card that you popped into the back that had all the different scenes and stuff on it, or you could, you know, put your own stuff on an SD card and upload it that way. You know, and play it that way, you know. So if you wanted to do the Atmosphere FX stuff, you could. This one, on the back of it, it has an HDMI slot, so you can hook up to like a VCR. Or a USB jack, so you can do like a thumb drive. So you can put all your stuff on a thumb drive. And, you know, attach it to the back of the machine. I'm also thinking, too, the scenes that come with it are actually already uploaded onto the machine. And I'm thinking that USB jack on the back of it, you could hook it up to your computer and probably take their stuff off the machine and put your stuff on. So I'm going to have to play with it. I got to get the right cable. I need a USB cable that has a male end on both ends. So I'm going to have to get a USB cable, and I'll do that later. I got to go down to Best Buy and pick up some 32 gig SD cards anyway for something else I've ordered, which you'll see when I get them. But this is the first thing for show and tell. We've got 2 projectors from last year, which we're going to be using again, and then we got these 3. So we're going to have 5 different video projections going on in the tents this year. Yeah, scattered around. I know one's going in the Spider. I'm not sure where the other two are going to go yet. We haven't figured that one out. And I know it got a little dingier, didn't it? The other thing I wanted to show you. Oh, hey, Kaylee's making an appearance on the vlog. She's following me around. She wants to go out front with me when I start doing the yard work. But you'll remember about a month ago, I went through and did the skulls on the pedestal. Skulls I got from my friends at Powwow Crafts. Well, we decided we'd start working on a trade. When we get down at the end of our Sunday market, I have a lot, not a lot, but I have some stuff left over. And we've been giving it to the food bank, and I'm supposed to get a tax write-off for it. And with the way we do our taxes, I don't get the write-off. Marlene and Lloyd, on the other hand, have been enjoying the tomatoes and stuff. So instead of giving a lot of the stuff to the food bank, we've been giving it to them, and we've been trading produce for skulls. I've got 5 there, and I got 3 more there. Plus the ones that are up on the up on the plaques already. But each skull's a little different. You know, like this one's got more of a metallic look. And this one's more of a greenish silver color, and it goes kind of into copper on the back. This one's kind of bluish green and slides into copper around the other side. And then this one here is more of a flat steel color. You know, each one's a little different. These over here are even more so. This is all one color, but it's not bad looking. It's painted white on the inside. I could change that with some black paint if I wanted to. This one here is more of a gunmetal. You know, all the way around. And then this one here, sorry for the wonky camera angles, has more of a stone look to it. But anyway, I'm going to be going through all the skulls and probably putting puck lights on them. And I'm not going to be attaching them to plaques quite yet. Wife and I are thinking if, and I'm saying if, we vend at West Coast. But if we vend at West Coast, I may have some of these skulls with the pucks already installed available for sale, and we might mount a few to plaques and stuff and sell them that way. See how they sell. Prices, I have no idea, so don't ask. I have no idea. But anyway, all in all, I've got these 8 skulls, and they're going to do up another 12 more for me, and I'm getting some giant mushrooms for them too, from them too, I should say. So I've got that. And then I've gotten some parts and stuff. These are solenoids for the clown prop. And these are PMWs. See if I can get one out. There you go, PMW. Just a basic switch that you can attach to a windshield wiper motor. You can have it set for 12 volt. And you can adjust the speed and stuff of it without losing the torque. I went and bought some of those because I've got some windshield wiper motors I need to get installed one of these years. Okay, it took most of the day. Morgan was out here with me most of the day. I got up to 98 today. It was supposed to be 100. I only got up to 98. But Morgan and I are both exhausted. You can tell it looks a little different. I even got the big bushes. It's big bushes halfway down the driveway, and the other half are smaller bushes. We decided not to do the smaller bushes, but we got the big bushes done. As far as the rest of the hump prep out here, I still need to get out here and get the roses cut down, and we need to get all the greenery here cut down. But that will be the week before we set up. You know, we still got about a month to go, or roughly, what is it, 26 days, 27 days before we start setting up. Heading back toward the shop at the moment. But anyway, we did a lot of made a lot of progress there. Still need to get back here and get that bush cut. It's bushy as all hell. And we got another Kaylee sighting. She just got done helping me run an errand. Okay, and out here, I've got that bush and that bush that need to be trimmed, which are actually fairly quick bushes. Then I've got that garden, which needs to be totally gone over and cleaned up and trimmed. I've got that rose bush that needs to be attended to, and the garden needs to be cleaned up. The big bush there that needs to be clipped. And I need to do something about the rose bush there. Oh shit, I didn't realize Sue-Ann's sunflowers were getting so big. Wow. This garden is Sue-Ann's mess. But this bush, these two bushes need to be trimmed. She's got a couple of piles of weeds in here that need to be cleaned up as well. So we got that to do. That's all going to be tomorrow, and it's probably going to take the better part of the day. Fun, fun, fun. Once I get the cylinder shaft out, and you take into account how much room the mounting brackets are going to be, it's not going to work. It's about an inch, inch and a half, maybe 2 inches too long. The arms are not going to sit in the right spot. So, I've got to do some surgery on here. I've got two options. First one, easiest one, is I'm going to cut this bracket off and move it from the top of the bar to the bottom of the bar and see if that will give me my room I need for this up here. Because it's going, right now it's going to be hitting the chest area once I get the work done there. And then if that doesn't work, what I'm going to end up having to do is cut this brace out and actually lower it down. And I've got an additional 2 or 3 inches I can play with there to get the right pitch for the arms. The arms are supposed to go down to about there, not there. You know, there's a big difference from there to there. So I've got to get that dialed in. That means I'm going to have to play with this a little bit. And no biggie. No real big deal, just time consuming. Okay, been out here for a little while. I'm getting ready to call it quits. It's a little after 8. I went and cut the cross member that was going across here out. Welded on a new member down below. And I got a new plate on here. I don't have it welded in or sitting exactly straight yet. But I'm trying to get my measurements. As you can see, the butt of the cylinder is sitting a good 1.5 inches up off the plate. So that's really screwing with the height. And that has the arms right about there. And in all actuality, once I get the linkage set, they should be about like that. And I'll have some room to play with the linkage in here. And then extend it all the way up, and the arms come down to about like that, which is just about perfect. So just a little extra work. I've got to straighten this plate up and slide it over where it needs to belong and weld it. And then I got to get my fastener up here into place and weld it on as well. Then I can pop the cylinder off and go on working on hoops. I don't want to leave that cylinder on while I'm fucking with things. And as you can see, we got a Kaylee taking a dump. We don't need to see that. But, surprisingly enough, it's Tuesday, late day Tuesday. Yard work's done. 2 days. I still got to take everything to the dump. And we'll do that tomorrow or Thursday. Just got back from the car dealership. I've had a slow leak in my power steering somewhere. I figured it's one of the hoses. It blew on me. So I had to go limp down to the dealership to get that fixed. In the meantime, I did pop in here a little bit earlier, and you'll notice we got the cylinder on, and I got it all held on right now by C-clamps. I got to get in here and get it all welded up and everything, but it is ready to go. Yeah. Arms work. So we'll have about that height there, and then it'll go down to about there. So that'll work just about perfect. So I'm going to get set up, and we are going to start doing some tack welding up here. Welcome to another beautiful day partially day. I don't know. And we got a Kaylee. Hey, Kaylee, how you doing? She's in a playful mood today. Yesterday, we got in here. I still got a little bit more cleaning and grinding on the corners here. But we got the cylinder mounted, and I started putting the hoops on. I got the ankle, I got a knee. I'm going to do another one right about here for the upper thigh, and then we got the waist to do. We'll have the lower section done. My welds are really messy on these. Doesn't take much to burn through that small metal rod. I'm going to, after I get all the hoops into place on the whole mech, I'll take it apart piece by piece, get it up on the table, clean them up, tack them up. But that's going to be the chore for today, is to get the rest of the hoops on. Now I'd like to get in here and clean this out in here so the hammer fits in there a little bit better. And that's going to take some work too. But it's basically just hoop day and cleaning. Okay, got a little bit of progress. There you go. It's the first time the whole cost has been put together. Obviously, you can tell, I hope, by the legs. The legs are done. I got my hoops on. It's filled out the legs perfectly, just the way I wanted it. Figured I'd get the top on here. We're going to have to make an adjustment. Like I thought, back here, this is where the cylinder is, and it's pushing the back out way too far. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to cut a slot in here and then open up the seam. That way I can get it in and around the piston. I got to talk to the set dresser about that, and she's just coming out to talk to me about it. And I've got to get the hoops on the chest yet. Swam went and I marked out where I need the slit, and she cut it and stitched it, reinforced it. We put a couple ties in here which I'll tuck in so they stay out of the cylinder. And I've got the arms on. We got the hoops on the legs, hoops on the chest, which really fill it out. I still need to put a couple up here in the shoulders, because as the arms go up, the costume is binding a bit. So I'm going to have to get some hoops up there to kind of fill the arms out and stuff anyway. So we got from here up to about here to do on both sides with hoops. I need to clean out in here for the hammer yet. I need to make the hands. Them as far as I can go. The prop's fairly much done, except for doing the motor up here and getting the head. I need to get a mask for the head, and I gotta do the barrel down here yet, which will be next week. Okay, end of the day. I've still got work to do on this. I have a Morgan out here. She's gonna help me here in a little bit, but we've got it all set up. I got the costume on. Running into one small problem which can be fixed later. I did clean out this here, so I was able to get the hammer in all the way. So it's working. And I also did a little extra work underneath the costume here in the corner on the shoulders. I had some of this material left over from when I did my original mausoleum. It's a real thin type of insulation. And the problem we were having was the costume was catching on the corners when the arms moved. So I went and wrapped that insulation material around it and then covered it in duct tape so it's not snagging. Now I want to show you this working. I don't have it hooked up to air yet. So what I'm going to do, because Morgan can't run it, I'm going to run the mech. I'm going to turn the camera over to Morgan, and she's going to run it. Okay, now Morgan's running the camera. I think we've got it set about right. So hopefully you catch this. You'll start in this position and then come down. You moved the camera. Up, down. There's the movement. Now, can you see my hand down here, Morgan? On the screen?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, I want you to stay right there. Watch the shirt. The shirt lifts up when the arms go up, and the top of this shows a little bit. And I've got a fix with that. Okay, turn to me. Pointing at me. Now, this is nice. I'm directing and everything else. I might leave it in the vlog. Who knows? But I'm thinking we've got a lot of excess. The waist on this, I have a lot of excess on the pants. You know, so we're going to adjust. I could hike this up a little bit higher you know, so when the shirt lifts, you know, it doesn't show. And that's something I can kind of do later, play around with it. Now, as far as work on this goes, I've got three other steps I need to do. One, I need to get the hands made, and that's going to be tomorrow. Get them made and positioned on here. I've also got to attach this motor up here. And I didn't want to drill it, and in the last vlog I had asked if anybody had any ideas. And someone suggested a new glue. Where did I put it? Here it is. Loctite, epoxy, metal and concrete. So it's a two-part glue you mix up. And I'm going to try adhering that motor to the underside of here and see how it works. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Or if it doesn't, I am going to have to try to drill. And that's awfully thick metal and very small holes. So I don't know. I'm probably going to be. It's probably going to be best just to try to attach it with screws. But I'm going to try the glue and see. And if it doesn't work, we'll try the drilling. But anyway, I've got to get the hands done. I've got to get this installed. And then I got to get this foam head installed on there, along with the neck piece for up here. And I want the head to do that motion once I get the mask on them. So, anyway, that's basically all I've got left to do. There's a little bit of cleanup here and there to do, and a little touch-ups here and there to do. But I'm hoping to get the hands, the head, and the motor taken care of tomorrow. And then either next week or the next vlog, we'll get in here. And I've got to get a barrel and a floating head assembly set up here for that mallet to hit. And that'll be quick and easy. But we are getting there. So let's see where we get to tomorrow. Here we go. Another segment. That's kind of where we left you yesterday. My plans for today have changed a little bit. And I want to talk about a goof up I did about 2 years ago and just realized I'd done yesterday. I bought these motors 2-3 years ago when I used up the last I had in my supply. And I screwed up royally when I ordered them. I needed a 12 volt DC. My plan was to hook them up to my power box instead of having to run a 110 line out. I didn't realize at the time they don't make these motors in DC. They only make them in AC. So when I ordered it, I ordered 12 volt AC. Your household current is 110. I hook it up to 110, it's going to blow the motor. Now I've got two fixes I can do. One of two fixes I can do. I can either go online and order a wall wart, one of these, that does AC 12 volt. You can get them online. They're from China. Takes forever to get them. So I decided not to go that way, because I want to make sure I have this working when I'm doing my hunt. I don't have time to be screwing with this, you know, once I'm setting up. My other one is to order the right motor. Everything about this motor is correct. There's the stats on it there. You'll notice the top line says AC 12 volt. That's the only thing wrong with it. The rest of it, 50/60 hertz, 4 watt, 5 to 6 revolutions per minute, CCW, CW. That information is all correct. That's what I need. So what I ended up doing is I ordered a AC 110 motor. In other words, I can plug it into an outlet and it'll work. You know, speed and everything else is the same. These motors are used in microwave ovens and other appliances. But the nice thing is as they're turning, if they meet any resistance, they'll stop and reverse themselves and go in the other direction. That's why I like these motors. Same exact thing as what's in a reindeer motor. But anyway, I got some more of these ordered. They'll be in next week. So I'll be able to do the head and stuff next week. No problem. Working on gloves right now for the hands. And I had a package of them. I've been working on them for a bit. And as you can see, they're a little dirty. At least that one is, because I've been using that one to size. What I ended up coming up with was this here. A wire hand. This will go down. This goes down in the palm. This section here will allow me to attach it to the arm. I got to drill a hole in there and a hole in the arm, you know, so I can mount this to the mech. But what's going to be nice is once I get it in the glove, I can shove some batting and stuff down the fingers and in the palm to, you know, flesh it out. And then I'll be able to bend the fingers around the hammer. So it makes it look like the clown's holding it. Bad part, there is 2 1/4 coat hangers. That's what I'm using for the fingers. There's coat hangers in that. It takes a while. It took me about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, to get this welded together. And again, I'm a slow-ass welder. I'm a messy welder. But, you know, it just takes time to figure it out. The second glove should go a little quicker because I know what I'm doing now. But I got one hand, for the most part, done, except for the mounting hole down here in the base. So I've got to get the other one done, which I'm going to work on after lunch. Been busy with errands, just now getting back out here. And I didn't film the hands. I got them installed, and all I simply did was drill a hole through the stock I put on at the wrist of the hand and ran a screw through. It'll let me pivot them this way. I still need to bend them into shape, but before I do that, I got to stuff them with batting, which I'll get on Monday when we get back into town. And then we'll get them bent into shape and tweaked and what have you. Right now, I'm calling it done for this week. There, that's what I ended up doing on the shoulders. It's some of this padding I put on and then duct taped. But anyway, that's how I ended up protecting the corner. I just remember I hadn't showed you guys that. With that, I got one shout out to do, and that's to Joanne from the Auburn International Farmers Market. Was talking to her last Sunday and made the comment she's been following us on Facebook. So hey Joanne, how you doing, kiddo? Anyway, with that, we're going to say stay spooky, stay toxic.